Shalom Yahshua. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who well and taught us truth and salutations to all the Akim, pushing us for in truth and in sincerity with charity. We're the brothers from the Great Millstone camp here in Chicago, and Lord willing to edify and lesson. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 5, verse 11. Woe unto them that rise up early in the morning, that they may follow strong drink, that continue until night, till wine inflamed them, and the harp and the viol, the tabret and pipe and wine are in their feast. But they regard not the work of the Lord Yahweh, neither consider the operation of his hands. So, there's things that are lawful for us to do, all right, but we always got to remember the will of the Lord, to do the work first, to be balanced, and to actually search out what's good for us and what's not good for us. We have to know ourselves at the end of the day. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 37, verse 27. My son, prove thy soul in thy life, and see what is evil for it, and give not that unto it. For all things are not profitable for all men, neither hath every soul pleasure in everything. So, that it reminds me of that Romans 14. Some things are lawful to do, but some brothers don't understand the breakdown. So you got to keep your faith at home, all right? And some things are okay to do, but they may not be profitable for you. They may slow you down, all right? They may hold you back from doing the work, man. That's the most important thing. That's what's profitable, is doing the will of the Lord.
Right. So the Proverbs, which we always quote, is the Proverbs 11:1. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just way to his delight. So when we're reading these things, just like in the Romans, even the words of comfort, also the things of correction, we repeat them. And what it does, like the scripture says, who shall chasten my thoughts?
Yeah.
The reason that you feel the heat, even when brothers are saying, or even when you're reading it yourself, is because you're like, man, these are the things that the Lord requires of us. It says, when it gives on, put as the elect, and it basically gives those characteristics along with the long suffering. Along with that, it talks about the balance, about being tempered, right? Mm-hmm. So tempered glass can be put through both extreme cold and extreme heat, right? So that's what tempered glass is. That's what you'd be, all right? Like the brother says, if you delight it, crib, and you don't delight it, why too. Because I believe it's in the Sirach also, where it says like it make it with feeble knees, or make it weak hands.
Oh, I could get there, yeah.
So the scriptures even warn you. Just remembering, just the topic, with the brother Pops, when he said when he's like man, you guys are drinking wine. He's like, Dad, the scriptures say to take some wine for thy stomach's sake.
Yeah.
And Pops straight up said, he's like, hey man, y'all guys' stomach hurts every day, man. Y'all should probably go to the doctor. But it was basically his way of reiterating, like, hey, the scriptures talk about it too. So it's those things are reminders. If you get off track, right? It's like the whooping stick that gets you back, chasing right back. Like, oh man, hey, this is out of balance. Like, man, I do got to get it together.
Con. I think, were you quoting this one, the Sirach 25?
Is it?
Because it says right there, but it's talking about a woman that.
Oh no!
It's a different one.
Yeah. So like, let me look for it. As a matter of fact. No, you good, bro. You know how it is. Sometimes you get your own word jumble that you make scriptures.
I know exactly how it is. Yeah. So it's like, can I get this real quick?
Go ahead.
There's the book of Sirach 18, verse 30. Go not after thy lust, but refrain thyself from thine appetites. If thou givest thy soul the desires that please her, she will make thee a laughingstock to thine enemies that malign thee. Take not pleasure in much good cheer, neither be tied to the expense thereof. So again, balance. All right, everything has to be done in balance. Otherwise, it's an abomination, to the Lord. You see, because these things are lawful for us to partake in and deal with. Whether it is drink or strong drink, but the work must be done. You see, At the end of the day, you can't start off the day and then put the work off, man. All right? It's like calling off, basically, and there's so much work to be done, right? That what is this? The Lord said that the harvest is plenteous, but the laborers are few. So hey, we've been called, so we gotta show up to work, man. Because other niggas are falling out, all right, ignoring the call, but we're called, you know. So we have to be present, you know, and sober minded to what, to bring out this word, man, to give others hope, the elect, you know.
Right, like Benji had mentioned in the scriptures in Proverbs, it says what the gaining of souls.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
we're out there for the gaining of souls.
Absolutely.
You know, and sometimes it could be just in the way something is approached. So if you're at 10 for some other reason instead of edification, then you know you could be turning somebody away. Ultimately, the Lord, you know. Like, you know, like right. I always like Eliakis says, ultimately it's a combination that the Lord is, you know, has for whatever person's meant to get it. But shit, hey, what it says, let things be done to edifying, man.
Right.
You can see there could be somebody watching, you know,
right.
Like, oh man, like it's, you know, just the way he explained it, or hey man, the way he explained to that person.
And that's the thing, is that someone's always watching.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even though the numbers look low on YouTube, that's Esau, you know, shadow banning us. All right, but nonetheless, the word is going to get out to the elect, and that's who it matters to, you know. This isn't for everybody, all right? This isn't Christianity. We're just looking for the elect, man.
And with that, the straight gate. The straight gate spoken about in Matthew and in the Apocrypha. So, when you read the Sirach too, it tells you, you know, the preparations of your trial, or the beginning of your faith.
Okay.
But it says, you know, make not haste in time of trouble.
Right.
Whoever entrusted him was confounded. That chapter itself is like the Hebrew That's like the Hebrew starter pack.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it lets you know. It says, it warns about them that they didn't have patience. It says, woe to you that have lost patience.
Right.
You know, we're gonna tell the Lord, like, hey man, you know, like what excuse are you gonna give the Lord? Because that's the Ecclesiastes, where it says this is the duty of all men.
Right.
Hey man, once you realize you're an Israelite, once you know that you're accountable to the Most High, like you said, it's watch time. You know what I mean? Like you're being watched. You know, like whether it be like you said, through the views. Or younger brothers, because then younger brothers pick up on either good or bad habits. If I'm saying that correctly, and I'll say it because, you know, we you know we're works in progresses, but also these young men, you know, they're basically following, you know, like we're following the apostles. You know, that example of what order, you know, staying in our lane, you know, understanding, knowing the whole matter, you know, stuff that we learn with time. That they learn through time, you know, which is the best teacher. Which again, these things are being reiterated at a time where we're also at the end, where prophecy is going forth. You know what I mean? Because through the Spirit, it's necessary. You know, so it's like a refresher course. Like, hey, it's like a Hebrew ethics class. The balance is like a Hebrew's ethics class to the Spirit. You know, for the morale. For encouragement. You know, if you did fall off the wagon, right?
Right.
You know, or to get back on the way, whatever. You know, whichever endeavor you know. But like the brothers reiterating, most importantly, the work has to be done. You know, for you to even be comfortable with even resting your head, man.
Yeah.
You know, because hey, man, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is coming. Signs, everything, prophecy. That Habakkuk used to be future tense.
Right.
That wait for it shall surely come.
Right.
Now we're speaking in present tense as things are being fulfilled. That we're no longer afar off. That Ezekiel 12, you know.
Yeah, 20 and 21 on down. Yep.
So with that comes the necessary things, like the brother seen a need for in the spirit to get these lessons, because he's over here, you know, waiting for me to preach on. Hey man, I'm just a fly on the wall, brother. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm just here myself, you know.
God.
You know, as a reminder, you know, as taking my, ethics, by Hebrew reminder. Is it Corinthians, Galatians, walk in the spirit, you should not fulfill the lust.
The lust of the spirit.
The lust of the flesh.
The flesh.
Idle hands, so shit. Spiritually busy hands means, less time to get in your own way.
Yeah, that's right. That's perfectly right. Hey, and with that, we hope this lesson was edifying and exhorting. Again, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Chakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us his truth, and salutations to the Akim, pushing this word in truth and in sincerity with charity. Shalom and a Baba Ball. Kwam Yashra.